Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 10 of the Senioritis podcast. I'm Matthew Lyons. With me, as always, is Mr. Aaron Johnson, Mr. Joseph Beaver, and Mr. Derek Tirrell. How's everybody doing today?
Doing fantastic.
Nice. Love the energy.
Doing pretty
Anybody
well,
else?
yeah.
I'm doing pretty good.
Nice. All right. So I had a topic last week. We didn't get to it. It happens. We're going to go into it today. And I'm going to try and say this the best way I can, because it's a pretty big deal. So what are your thoughts on potentially reversing someone's age?
So what are the stipulations to that? So do they go up to 70 and then you reverse it and they just go all the way back to nothingness?
All right, so let me set this up a little bit. So as you guys know, I'm a big podcast guy, and I was listening to the Smartless podcast last week or the week before, and they had a guy on named David Sinclair, and he is one of Time's top 100 most influential people. He teaches at Harvard, PhD, obviously. He's a big deal. And he is working on slowing aging and potentially reversing aging in cells to prevent diabetes, heart disease, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, cancer. And they've been doing these tests on mice. And when mice get older, they can't see. And when that happens to these mice, they, through whatever methods they're doing, are able to reverse the mice's age, and they actually regain their sight back. Yes. So it is possible, in a smaller level right now, but they are working, and they do believe that sometime within our lifetime, this process is going to start, and there will be, whether it's shots or little pills or something that you can take that will reverse your age.
That is awesome. I'm not going to be the trial patient for that.
No.
Because see that there's so much that could go right, but there's so much that could go wrong as well. Because I'm thinking about it, and what if it only does a certain part of my body? We'll have a wrinkly arm, and I'll just smooth skin everywhere else, look all stupid looking.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many variables to it, but I mean, the overall thought of what if we could stop, cancer and heart disease and all these things, and I mean, think of what they're still trying to do with genetics and trying to catch type 2 diabetes and these genetic disorders, and they are able in some cases to replace those genes, and they're able to prevent those, which is great. So this just blew my mind when I heard it. Obviously, if you want to know what he actually talked about, listen to the podcast, because I certainly am not doing it justice. But it's so weird to think that this is actually being worked on right now, and in a few decades this could be a reality.
So is it immortality in a way? How do you die?
So I don't think it's, so I think right now they're mainly focusing on slowing the aging process. So it's not we're going to live to 240, but I mean 100 years ago, the life expectancy was 70 something. Now it's up to, I think 85 or something. So I mean, and he said in the podcast, within the end of our lifetime or our generation, we could be seeing people live up to 120, a lot more often. And I mean, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, that's just so interesting. I guess slowing it's much different than reversing it, in my opinion. I don't think I'd be fully against slowing it. We've always been slowing it through medications or shots or anything.
Yeah. So my thought is what about overpopulation? Because 7.8 billion people on the earth, it's going up, almost at 8 billion. So like, what does that do for that? Like, and then who would regulate, I guess, like who gets it and things like that, like who gets this miracle drug and stuff like that.
Yeah. So he mentioned that, and he did say that like if everyone like right now was to like slow down their aging and like usual like birth and like life expectancies like continued, like we wouldn't be overpopulated, because I think like the way he put it is we wouldn't reach like overpopulation until like over 8 billion or something. So he did say that like they are thinking of that, and as of right now, like if everyone like slowed their aging down and the rate that people are being born like continues the same, then we wouldn't be overpopulated. But I think I misspoke. So it's not like you're going to be 80, you're going to take a pill, and then like in 2 weeks, you're going to be like 20 again. It's reversing the age of the cells to prolong.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like,
yeah,
your cells live longer, not like
yes.
You're not going back to like 40 or whatever.
Oh, so you're still going to be your wrinkly old self, but.
Yes, but you are less likely to get, like Alzheimer, dementia, like these diseases and illnesses that come later in life.
Yeah, and that's just like, I feel like that's just natural advancement of technology and us just making new medicines in the same way, like I said before, that we have been increasing life expectancy over the past like decades, I don't think that, it sounds like crazy, but I think when it comes down to it, it's just another medical advancement that's just going to tack on that extra few years to the life expectancy,
I don't understand where people come up with these things. Like how do you start a project like that? Like reverse aging, slowing down aging. Like where do you even start? Like these people blow my mind.
I guess it like starts with an idea, and then obviously they're smart people, so they have like some general info, and then they just kind of design like tests and experiments to do. And he's been working on this for a long time, and he's written books about like age and like life in general, and how to like live the best life you can. And in the podcast he talks about like how like fasting is a great thing to do, and like his routine. And like he looks like super young. I think he's in like his 40s or 50s, and he looks incredibly young. So if you guys if this topic interests you, check out the podcast, look up David Sinclair and all the incredible things he's doing. But it's just so crazy to think that we could potentially live to like 120 years old.
Yeah.
That would be like the normal. And then 140 would be like old. Wow.
Yeah.
But this has like the effect to like reverse everything, like all these like really incurable diseases, which is a really deep topic to think about at 10 a.m.
I think that's, like the bigger part of it than just kind of tacking on some years at the end of your life, even if it is 40 years. I think the more important thing here is that, it could reverse damage to cells that, cause a lot of issues for a lot of people.
Yeah. And it's one thing to live to 120 or even 100, but to actually live healthily and happily.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Well, to live happily and healthily to 80,
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude,
so that was my topic.
Turtles.
What'd you
know
say?
How long turtles live for? Dude,
yeah.
We'd be... Imagine 120 years. All the things you can do.
Yeah.
Retirement age would be like 100. Oh my God.
Wow. That would be like 85 years of working. Could you imagine if you put 85 years into a company? Just one company, and you just work there for 85 years.
Oh my God.
You better have a nice retirement package after that.
Wow.
It just blew my mind. Anyway, let's move on to topic. So with graduation approaching fast, do you feel like you're prepared for what comes after high school? and are you ready for it? So there's two. I'll split these up. So like prepared, feel, and ready are two things. Like prepared, you feel like your school, your environment, your parents, everything has set you up so you will not fail after high school. But are you personally ready to take on that challenge? So we can go with prepared first. Does everybody feel prepared for not only college, but like I guess like the working, buying a house, all that? Discuss.
So I mean, Joe, you go first.
Yeah, I definitely feel prepared. I mean, I feel like school, like even though like they may not have taught me like everything, like it's impossible for them to teach us everything, obviously. So like, but I think they got like a good amount, so at least I'll be able to figure it out eventually. Like I feel like I got a good, well-rounded, like a bit of everything kind of. So it's kind of how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Joe. I feel prepared. Yes, sometimes in school we do learn useless stuff, but it's about like the process of learning that useless stuff that, we got our education out of. So I feel like, we've learned a lot of useful things, and I can take, the tools and the skills I use to learn stuff to kind of learn what else I need to learn, especially in today's age. Let's say, I have a house and something breaks, you can just look it up, and just follow a tutorial and fix it, So I feel fairly prepared. Also, just like Aaron was saying, like the way I was like raised, I guess, and stuff, like I feel like I have a good like value of money, like good like morals, and I'll like be safe and everything. So I'm prepared for the most part.
I mean, I agree with everything Derek said. I feel like the skills and strategies I use to learn, I think they've done, a relatively good job.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, with like our 4 years of like high school experience, we know what works for us, what doesn't work. And I think, by now we all know like who we are.
Yeah.
And I think that's like, in terms of like the learning aspect of college, it is what it is. I think we'll all like, do like great in that. But like what most of my focus has been on is like the cultural aspect of college, especially because we're all like dorming there, like collaborating with people, working with people, whether it be on projects or, whatever, even like living with people. I think, that I'm also like prepared for. I was raised right, and I'm excited to like meet new people and like develop like new relationships and stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting that you said raised right. How much of like being prepared is your parents, and how much of being prepared is school? Because me personally, I feel like my parents prepared me like very well for kind of like the financial responsibility aspect. And school has done responsibility because like keeping up with your grades and all that. So I would say it's like a mixed effort. And then I guess just like, I would say it's like a happy medium. It's a good combination. But I think definitely my parents have influenced like the person who I am, like my mannerisms and what I do more.
Yeah, for sure. I think that it's also kind of a snowball effect. I think like since my parents did such a good job at an early age, like that's why I always went into school with such like a good mindset. And I think that's why I always like needed to do good in school. And if I got a bad grade on a test, I would have that bad feeling in my stomach and I'd want to do better next time. I think that's like my parents. And then because of that, I did really good in school. And then also because of them, I feel like it was the same way with work. I really wanted to excel. They kind of like, I always feel like I really just want to excel in what I do and like do good at it and not like fail. I just get like that bad feeling when I like perform badly. So I'm always like trying my best. So I think it's kind of a snowball effect. And because my parents did such a good job, I was able to get a lot out of high school and I was able to get a lot out of my working experiences over the past 5 years. So I think it's kind of a snowball effect, and life's just like so complex and it's all building blocks, and it's hard to isolate one thing and say, yes, this is why I am the way I am. It's everything that leads up to it. Even like friends and you guys and, you know, just everything kind of fits into place. It's kind of hard to blame it on one thing, you know?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
deep.
Well said.
Yeah,
Anybody else?
I feel like it's like if we're like picking like school like and parents, like I'd say it's like a 40% like parents, 60% school. Because I think your parents, like Derek said, like they set you up to try to like remind you like you got to do good, and like they tell you like responsibilities, things like that. And then like, you know, school like teaches you, and then it's whether or not you like apply yourself. And I think if your parents like instill that in you to apply yourself and try and work hard and stuff like that, then you kind of start to in school. So
Yeah. All right. Do we want to talk about, what was the other one? Are we ready?
Ready.
Because I'm so ready. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready to go. This year has not been great. And, you know, I know there's a lot of people trying to make it better. That's what I tell myself, and that's what I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. But, you know, it's just not been great. You know, school, we go there. There's no fun involved at all for this senior year. You know, we go, we do our work, and it's no one's fault. We only have 2 days, 2 classes a week with each teacher. We have to be working the whole time, but there's no time for, you know, fun and games. So I'm just excited for next year, especially where I've been working, to just go to college and that just be my focus. I'm not going to work next year. I'm just going to focus on college, and I'm so ready to just take in everything they have to offer. Clubs, like friends groups, like the gym that's there. There's like a game room at Fitchburg. Like I'm just so ready to like get all into all the college stuff. So I'm ready for sure.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
See, like what you hear from a lot of people, it's like they have like this nostalgic feeling about high school, and like they don't really want to like leave it. But I have none of that. Like obviously I had like good memories during high school. Like it's not just because of this year, but I feel no really attachment. I'm not like counting down the days nervously. I'm excited. I'm ambitious. I want to leave. Yeah. And I don't know if any of you have a different, because Derek and I feel like we have the same opinion. Like we just want to leave, go experience something new. Do any of you guys have anything different?
The only thing I will say that I have an attachment to is the teachers, because the teachers at Abington High are so good. And I have made such strong relationships with so many of the teachers. And that has been so helpful with like COVID, and just even before that, just like the high school experience, just like being friendly with so many of the teachers, and even teachers I haven't had since like sophomore year. I ran into Mr. Kitterick yesterday in the halls on the way to first period, and you know, he was so excited to like talk to me. He was like, "Oh, like I told him I was going to college." He was like, "What's your major?" And I was, you know, told him that I'm doing like film and TV production. He's like, "Oh, I can't wait to see what you do." And like, I like really liked Mr. Kitterick when I had him for class, and to see that, like, even I don't think I talked to him like at all last year, really, because of what happened. So to see that, like, he still like was interested in everything was really meaningful. And it's not just him. So many of the teachers have gone so far to like make bonds with so many of the students and like make the experience so much better. So if there's anything I'll miss from high school, it's 100% going to be the teachers. But yeah.
Well, I totally agree with you on that. I don't know if anyone's like using this podcast to kind of see what's like going on in Abington and to see like from like a student's perspective. But like if you're thinking of like moving to Abington or something like that, the teachers are really so passionate about their jobs. Like they're highly educated, they're passionate, and they care. It's just, I've never felt like I've been like neglected in my classes, which I hear a lot from like documentaries I watch and from like either underprivileged schools. And I'm really grateful to have like a really good school. Yeah,
like you always hear people's like speeches. Yeah, you're hearing people's like success stories, like, "Oh, I was neglected in school, like none of the teachers paid attention to me, but now I'm this." But it's like, no, we got it good, when it comes to teachers. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree with you guys. I mean, I think like, and this like doesn't sound like a loser thing to say, but like the teachers at Abington, like my friends,
Yeah.
I mean, like we can like really have like great conversations, and I feel like I know all of them like very well. And I mean, I've never had a bad teacher here.
Yeah.
And even in like, the classes that we don't necessarily like, we always had something to look forward to. And none of the classes were really like awful to go to. Like, sure, there were days when we woke up and we're like, oh, I have to go to school, I have to do this. But like, once we got there, and like, it was never anything like dreadful to happen here. So I'm very thankful for all the teachers I've had here.
Yeah, I agree with that, Matt. Even the classes that like I'm not a math person, and I have math, first period like 7:30 in the morning on Fridays and Tuesdays, and it's awful. But like Miss Wakeland always brings that energy. And then I know that like during the math breaks, I can be like, oh, did you see the newest episode of WandaVision? And like talk to her about that and stuff like that. So like the teachers are always good about, connecting with the students. Joe, what do you think? You ready?
Yeah, yeah, definitely ready. I have to feel like it's gonna be nice. Like, not that I don't like the classes I'm taking now, but some of them don't like always apply like I want to do, and which I don't mind learning other things, but like, I'm excited just to like be able to study what I want and like take classes that I really want to take. So
yeah, I was just looking at the courses again on Emerson, and there are just so many classes, and all of them look fantastic. And I just like can't wait to like, throughout my years there, just like go down the list and say, that looks great, I'll do this, this, and this. And like, sure, we have electives here, but to like look through a catalog of like hundreds of courses and say like, what do I want to learn? What's appealing to me? I mean, that's unbeatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially since it's so like focused. Like you pick something, and for the next 4 years, you're learning every single minute detail about that.
Yeah.
It's spectacular.
That's cool. That's cool. And we got a little bit of sample of that because I'm taking right now the Holocaust and Human Behavior class, and I love how that class is like focused on one thing, and it's like you're honing in on it. And I feel like that's how a lot of college classes might be. So I don't know. That's like a really cool experience. If any underclassmen are watching, definitely take that Holocaust and Human Behavior class. Mrs. Matalena does a great job with it. So
yeah, and even like Miss Tomlin was saying the other day, like I don't know if she took it or if it was an option, but like there are like Shakespeare classes like in college, and like you just focus on like Shakespeare and like things like that. I mean, you can really like focus in on like one particular thing, but like even with Holocaust, like we're focused on the Holocaust and we're learning about what happened and the events that like transpired there, but we're also learning about like humanity, why it happened, who like participated, why they participated. And I mean, like, even though you can focus on such like a small event or detail, like all the different angles you can look at it, it's really like going back to like what we like learned and like the skills we learned. I think that's a great class to like, kind of see how the world works. And like, it's not like just one person rose to power and said, oh, I'm going to do this. Like there were a lot of factors that went into that.
And even like the laws that were in place that allowed things to happen and like set it up. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just so excited to, even like subjects I'm not I'm not the biggest math or science person. So let's say like science, I need to get my science class credit. Maybe I can do like some really specific science thing. Maybe I can do like the science of movies or pictures or something like that. You know what I mean? Like you can find like those minute things even in subjects that like you're not the strongest in, I guess.
Or a class on reversing age and cells.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I saw this on TikTok, but I wanted to get you guys' opinion. What is something that isn't illegal but feels illegal? And the example they had was when you bring a glass from your house and you're outside in public drinking from that glass. Do you understand that? Like you're walking.
All right. So it's like exaggerated, but it's like what like is like a really weird thing to do that like
yeah.
like cringe at.
Yeah, I'll give you some time because it's kind of a little bit of like you have to really think of like a specific example. But I think definitely when you wear those like funky slippers outside, like if you wear like the ones with like bears on them, or like really like personal slippers, and you're in public with those, it makes me have like a weird connection with you.
What?
I don't know.
No. Like, dude, like I see people like you go to Trukey's like later at night, they're like everyone's in their slippers, dude.
No, I'm not talking about like regular slippers. I'm talking if you have like emoji slippers and like you're walking out in public with those. What?
Which emoji are your slippers, Aaron?
I don't have emoji slippers. But
I was wondering if you could show us some emoji slippers today, but
I can't. But like when you wear those out and like I see that, it's just it weirds me out. It weirds me out.
It's a tough question.
It is a tough question.
It's a weird question.
It feels illegal. Let me think. Well,
we can't just have a podcast of silence. So.
I know.
Well,
but why don't you go first? Oh wait, no, you already went.
I just went first.
I know, but that was.
Do you have another one?
No, I mean I can look up examples. How do I look up examples?
That's cheating.
I feel like you should have like presented this to us before we started, so we had some.
Yeah, I needed some time to think about this. What?
30 legal things that make you feel like a criminal. Okay. That's political. Can't say that.
Say it.
Oh, calling in sick when you're actually sounds lame.
That's stupid.
Why would that be illegal? What? Especially.
Oh, all these are stupid. Hold up.
Joe, what do you got? I know you got one cooking.
I got nothing. I mean, like maybe like eating soup with like a fork or something. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really sure.
Putting the milk first before the cereal.
Yes, that's a great example.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, driving barefoot. What serial killer drives barefoot?
Ugh.
Fun.
I mean, I can't really think of anything else.
All right, we can move on then. We can move on.
Oh, I got one. And this is like, if you do this, you are a criminal. Not picking up after your dog, like when you walk.
Oh, yeah.
Shame on you.
That should be illegal, and I'm pretty sure isn't that illegal in some places?
Oh, all right.
Aren't there like some signs that's like you don't pick up your dog crap? That's like a fine.
Yeah,
in like certain areas, but like anywhere.
Parts. It should be a widespread law. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe then making eye contact while you do it with someone, like when your dog's there and you're just looking at someone.
Oh.
And then like they know that you know that your dog is leaving something, but you don't do anything about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like that, Derek?
No, the phrasing of that was a little bit weird.
I'll tell you when we're off air. Like putting the toilet paper roll on the wrong way.
Okay. Anyway, Joe Biden's rolling out new kind of prioritizations for the COVID vaccine. Teachers are getting the priority first, which means that we're most likely going to be back in school at the end of this year because of it.
Good luck.
What I don't understand is like, so the reason we went this full like hybrid and like online at the same time was because people had to quarantine. So like now we're going full in person. So now if you have to quarantine, you miss 2 weeks. Yeah, it's like you're totally gonna be out of the loop.
Whatever.
That's like makes no sense.
They've changed it so many times. I'm like so numb to it. Like they're gonna change it again. They're probably gonna change it another few times before we graduate. Like I've just accepted that like it is what it is. And yes, like most times when it changes, it ends up in us doing more work. But you know, it is what it is. You know,
vaccines don't mean that like people can't get COVID, and like even if like the teachers, like, you know, we're still here, Yeah, especially if everyone's coming in. I mean, we went over this like last episode, but
I just don't like.
it's not going to work.
How's lunch going to work? I mean, I guess they're getting a tent outside.
I love that we did this to protect the safety of everybody, but now that the teachers are going to be safe,
send them all in.
Send all of us in, just like screw off.
I just don't get how like every time like the numbers go down, they have to try something to get like they have to numbers are down, so I guess we can do this. Like, why don't we just like get all the numbers out of here and then we'll start.
Did you guys hear about Texas?
They're
Tell me
open.
about Texas.
No mask. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah, no.
Their
masks.
numbers are down, so everyone whip off your masks and like go party. Like that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. You don't have to be a scientist to realize that like just because the numbers are down doesn't mean they're going to skyrocket right back up.
What, Matt? You didn't hear about COVID's 1-year expiration date?
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot. Yeah.
Rookie mistake.
Texas is just a big question mark right now. They got snow.
They just got like absolutely messed up by the blizzards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably why they're like, we've gone through too much, you know? Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, they're a good like test site to see if this actually works.
Dude,
It's like,
Yeah, I mean, I think the rest of like, even like the world, like, is probably gonna watch Texas now to see like how they do. You know what I mean? Like every state's gonna look to Texas. Every like kind of like UK is probably gonna look at Texas, see how they do without masks. Like I think they're in full lockdown.
It's not like it's a no mask mandate. Like you can still wear masks. I'm sure some people will still wear masks. I mean, there's gonna be people who won't wear them, obviously. But yeah. I'm sure people will still be like, yeah, I don't want to get it, so I'll still wear one.
True, yeah.
Right?
But it's weird that like, you know, it's like a test subject almost like.
Yeah, so kind of like the nuclear bomb site, you know, out in Nevada. It's like we'll blow up this small model town, see what it does to it, and then if there's anything still living, then it's not a success.
Sure.
But everybody's rushing too much. I mean, yes, it's been a year, but at the same time, it's going to be longer if we keep being idiots.
Let's just be smart about it so that way we can go to college normally and we don't have to shut down again. Like, whatever, you know, I don't know. My biggest hope is that, you know, if we can all be in the school at the same time, we can all do other senior events at the same time. They got no excuses, you know.
Do you guys think the vaccine is going to be like a requirement to go to college? Did we talk about this already?
I don't think so, but I think it could be. It depends on how like much of it they can make and about this the new one that the one doser that they're making.
Well, that's only supposed to be used for emergency situations, and I don't know what
really
qualifies as an emergency situation for a vaccine.
That's kind of stupid. Why would they do that? Just give it to everyone.
So couldn't tell you there, but I'm all out of topics. So anyone else got something to add?
This is a quick one. Well, not really, but I was watching Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, and like his whole episode was talking about police raids. And do you guys think that police raids should be legal? Because he went over the statistics, and like 90% of the warrants that the judges sign, they read in less than 3 minutes, and a lot of the times they skim like 30 seconds. And he played clips of like probably like 10 different police raids where they went to the wrong house. And at one point they threw a grenade and it went at the wrong house inside a baby's crib and scarred the baby's face. Like this happens all the time. And like, you know, we think of like, you know, police raids as like in hostage situations, but like 99% of the time it's for drug raids. And he just went over about like, you know, all the different topics, and I want to know what you guys think about it. And do you guys think that police raids should, you know, be a thing?
So much for a quick question. Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, that wasn't a quick question at all.
No. Someone else want to go first? I've been talking a lot.
You know, I gotta say, this made me think of another thing about something that's happening in Austin, where they defunded. Don't mean to get political, but they defunded some of the police budget, and um, they bought hotels for the homeless, and in turn, that helped. That actually like cost the city less money than like arresting the homeless for like sleeping outdoors and in parks and all that stuff. So I think there's with this situation, I think there's definitely a better alternative. I can't give it to you because I'm not. I'm a stupid senior. I don't know too much about it. But if it's that high and they're of like a percent of them just doing heinous crimes, then I think there should see. I don't want to say that we should not have them because they are useful in some situations. I just think there might need to be more restrictions on them and more.
Well, I think that's like a lot of things, like with the police and stuff. There just needs to be more checks and balances and people making sure they're doing their jobs correctly and doing them unbiasedly and like how they should be. Because a lot of the things that police can do, it's like in theory, yes, like this should only be used in XYZ situation. But I feel like there's not enough people making sure that it's only being used in the right situations, you know?
Yeah, I think they should be allowed, just be more cautious about it. You know, like if it's true, like they only look at it for like 3 minutes, maybe look at it for more time. Make sure you have like the right address, you know, it's kind of good to do.
But yeah, more finer details, maybe harder restrictions on getting a warrant. So
to do a raid, yeah, I agree. I mean, the thing is, like with any big like organization like that, there unfortunately is like big like screw ups. Like even have you guys seen the movie The Outpost? I know Matt has. Like how does something like that happen? How does an outpost get built at the bottom of a valley in the middle of a like hostile country? You know, like stuff like that happens and it's awful. And there needs to be more checks and balances. And people just gotta, you know, there has to be people making sure that other people do their jobs correctly, you know?
Yeah.
Well said.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that was my last topic.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Joe, you got anything to discuss? All right.
We got.
I did have a topic. What do you guys think about we're moving into fall 2 for sports? I'm not like the biggest sports person, but anyone have thoughts, feelings, anything about the fall 2 sports? Do you think they're going to let partial crowds in for some of them? What do you think is going to happen here?
Well, I know for like football, they have more rooms in the stands and it's outdoor. I mean, still, I don't know. I mean, if we're going to go full in person 4 days, we may as well just do that. Like,
even if it's student only, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, you may as well, like, if we're going to go 4 days, I'm thinking you may as well just let the sport run however, you know.
Yeah. What do you guys think, Matt, Aaron? Any thoughts at all? It doesn't have to just be about crowds, but any thoughts on fall 2? It's kind of weird, huh?
I don't know, because I mean, I haven't like gone to any of the games, and I mean, like, I would feel like weird, like going to a game when like, you know, parents can't go to a game.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, football. Abington is like big about football, as are, you know, most towns, and I mean, it's not going to be the same without that giant crowd. You know, like I feel like half of football is like the excitement of watching the game is like the crowd and like the big reactions you get. And I mean, I'm not an athlete, clearly. I mean, I don't know how it's like to like, you know, perform a sport and not have an audience, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think close, because Memorial Field they have pretty big stands. So I think close family members, like one, can go to a game. And that
trust me, I'd definitely rather have like family members there than us go. Cause
I mean, they're all filmed at the Abington Cam, you know, something that we're part of. You know, so watch the games. But
I mean, my bad.
Go on.
So for the basketball games, they did let like towards the end during the playoffs, like seniors' parents could come in, and it wasn't too crazy full either. And that was indoors, and they had less space, so
Yeah.
it wasn't too bad when they let the senior parents in.
So
For,
hopefully for
basketball.
like football, maybe volleyball, like they can at least let the senior parents in, you know. But
It's not. I heard that it wasn't at Memorial Field. Is that true?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
being played at outside the high school.
Oh,
Which yeah.
okay. Well, that changes everything.
Because there aren't really
Even so,
stands.
Well, the
Well, they
parents
can
go.
just stand or bring their own seats.
Yeah, and I mean during soccer they had parents there, like you had to do the sign up or whatever. So
And I mean, I like the idea of like seniors, like senior parents and families being able to go because I mean it's their last year,
Right.
and I mean the other families like can watch it through again. Abington can.
Yeah. We
yeah.
know we do a great job, so
Yeah.
especially Mr. Tachi and the Mad Dog.
Mhm.
Yeah. Alrighty, I think that's gonna do it for episode 10 of Senioritis.
All right. Yeah, we will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.
Catch you later.